morning. Thank you for joining me for this morning's stamping session. My name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia, and I've got a really fun card to share with you today. On Friday night, one of my best friends phoned me to say that her son had just gotten engaged. So of course this was great excitement. We've been waiting for this, but he wouldn't tell us when it was going to happen. And even more exciting than the fact that they got engaged was, yay, now I need to make an engagement card. So my first thought was, I'm going to be using the Celebration Hippos. So let's show you the card that I've made. Don't you think that's cute? Now, if you were joined us for the share fair yesterday, you might be thinking that card looks familiar. And actually, yes, it does, because I was sitting and colouring my hippos when Jackie Lawrence was doing her presentation. And when I saw her card, I thought, yep, that is exactly the card that I need for my hippos. So that's the great thing about collaborations, particularly something like the share fair where we've got 16 or 18 different presenters. There's lots of new ideas and different ideas and things that you can draw on for inspiration. And then, more than that, while I'm talking about inspiration, there's an Australian demonstrator named Dilys Cram, and she posted in one of the Facebook groups that when she saw the hippos, the first thing it reminded her of was cows. Now, when I read that, I thought, I don't see cows here. And then she posted a picture. Now, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. But there we go. Hippos can be cows. All right, so let's go through the products that I'm going to be using, and then I'll show you how we made the cards. Now, these are very celebration focused cards, so you're going to want to be getting your orders in. Stamp set, Hippest Hippos, cutest stamp set, and then of course you've got the matching hippos dies. And these are really cute because they've got umbrellas and snorkels and sunglasses and all kinds of things that you can dress your hippos up with. I'm also using the Happiness Abound stamp set for the sentiment. And the DSP over here is also a celebration item. It's the silver and gold 6x6 specialty paper. All right, so that's, let's see if I take it out, you might be able to see it better. It's really pretty paper. It's just the two designs, but you've got gold stripes and silver stripes and the gold and silver dots. All right, so let's get started on the card. This time round, I'm going to be using Starry Sky for my background. So, of course, I've got the Starry Sky ink. We've also got black memento ink and a whole heap of my blends. So I've got my light and dark Starry Sky, I've got light and dark Smoky Slate, light and dark Petal Pink, and I've got my light soft Succulent. And for some bizarre reason, I don't have black in my blends, so I'm going to be using my black Stampin' Write marker. Now, ordinarily we wouldn't combine the two markers with the ink because we use the different ink when we're using the different markers. But because I'm just going to be making the black splots with this, it works okay. But I'm definitely going to be having black blends on my next order. All right, so let's start with the card base. Okay, so I've put the measurements up, but if you've looked at them, I don't have the inches measurements yet because for some reason I didn't scribble them all down. So as soon as I'm done here, I'll go and I'll add the inches measurements. But you're starting with half a sheet of cardstock cut down long ways. And we're scoring that at our standard half score. So it would be 14.9 centimeters, or it would be your 5.5 inches. Okay. Next, we're going to mark it at 10.5 centimeters. Okay. And that would be your 14.4, talk rubbish, your 4.25 inches. And then we're going to score from that mark to the corner. Okay. And we're done with my scoring board. So we're gonna, okay, I had a bone folder. There always has to be something that disappears. Here we go, I got another one. All right, so we're folding it in half, and we're folding that corner down on that score. Now, you can go and erase that pencil mark, but because it's on the inside where I'm not seeing it, I'm not going to fuss about that one. Okay, and we're going to glue this down. Why is it that it doesn't matter how many glues you have, you'll always pick up the one that doesn't want to come out? Okay, now, I'm hoping that this is actually coming through because it looks like my screen is frozen, but I'm going to just keep going and hope that you're actually seeing this. All right. Now let's do our stamping. So I'm going to stamp 2 lots, one for hippos, one for cows, and then I'm going to show you the coloring, and I'm then only going to make up one of the cards. Okay, so with my Memento ink, we're stamping one of him, and we're stamping our little ballerina hippo. Okay, so let's colour the hippos first because they've got a bit less colouring, or just more solid colouring than the others. Now last night I went and I googled what hippos look like, because clearly I have to have realistic looking hippos because they all stand with little flowers and do ballet while they're dancing. But what I found is that hippos generally have red around their eyes, so I'm not going to make it too red, but I'm going to go with my dark petal pink and just put a bit of pink around the eyes. Okay. And then with my light smoky slate, I'm colouring in their noses. And of course you all know by now that for me colouring is quick and simple with not too much fuss and shading, because I just can't get that right. Okay, so we're colouring in sort of that little belly bit over there. And we're doing the same for him. So just be careful that you don't colour in the flower bits. And then I'm taking my dark smoky slate and colouring in the rest of it. Now, I maybe got a little bit fanciful, but I decided that And you can see I did it on the hippo here, but not on the cow, that she would have her nail polish matching her tutu. So we'll give her coloured nails as well. I think he doesn't need painted nails, so his can just be grey as well. And I'm trying to just leave a little bit of that pink shining through. And we'll and what I'm going to do is we'll do the tutu and all the colour at the same time. So now when we're making them into cows, I'm taking my light petal pink and colouring in the nose and the belly. And I'm going to put a bit of pink in the ears over there. And then I'm just taking my black marker and I'm randomly making black spots. And we'll go around the ears. And here's where I said it doesn't really matter that I'm using my black marker with the memento. Usually I wouldn't be doing that because the memento would be smudging. But if the black ink smudges into the black marker, that's not going to be terrible. We'll make his toenails black. And darken the eyes a little bit. And the nostrils. And I'm going to just add a bit of black onto them as well, just to make that stand out a bit. Okay, and then I'm using the light starry sky to colour her tutu, and I'm just going to do the cows now. I won't do them both because the rest is going to be pretty much the same. And isn't he sweet? He's giving her a flower to match her clothes. We're going to colour her nails in the light as well. And I'm going to colour her ballet shoes in the darker. And the last bit of colouring is just the leaf over here. And I'm just going to colour in his nails. Okay, so I'll go back and finish them off later because I'm sure you don't want to sit and watch me colour everything. And what I don't usually do is cut these out. I normally have one pre-prepared, but I didn't for this. So we're very quickly going to cut them out. And the good thing about the mini cut and emboss machine is that it can fit under my camera. Maybe a little bit noisy. There we go. And hopefully the table's not going to shake too much while I do this. Okay, now I know why I don't do this too often, because number one, I think it's easier if it's pre-prepared that you don't do it, but it's not so easy to see where you're laying your dies from this angle. But let's hope that we've got them, that they're aligned okay. And there we go, my hippo cats. Okay, so let's assemble the card. Now this time I'm going to use the spotted paper, and I've got silver and gold here, but anyway, the gold's the one that's just jumped into my hand first, so we'll use that one. I'm going to just stick this long strip along the bottom, because I had to have some kind of decoration on the inside of the card. We know that I can't ever have nothing. So that goes on the inside. My little strip here is for that edge that's poking out. Now we need our congratulations sentiment. There we go. And that can go onto my foil sheet. I just thought that having the foil poking out was a nice match to the gold or the silver on the DSP. And when we're sticking this down, the way that I do it is I just try and line up that corner and that corner with that edge, and try and eyeball that the distance there is roughly the same. Now be careful when you stick this, because you only want glue on that half of the square, because otherwise you're going to be sticking your card closed. I know I say this every time there's something that's hanging over, and I do it because every now and again I will go and I will stick something where it shouldn't be stuck and stick my card closed. So sometimes you just do things without really thinking about what you're doing and regret it later. Okay, now I'm going to put some dimensionals behind the card. Okay, I can see that Shirley's just commented, so I'm hoping that that means that everything's been streaming okay, because my software looked like it wasn't doing anything, so I just thought I'm carrying on going, and I'll check it afterwards, and if it's frozen I'll just go and redo it. But hopefully you've been able to see what I've been doing. So now he's sort of looking that way and she's dancing in that direction. So that's why I've positioned them there, that they look like they're looking at each other, seeing that they've just got engaged. They need to be gazing at each other and lovingly. So there we go. And I've cut out some of these hearts. So again, the hearts, it's the three little hearts that all come together. And that's one of the dies that's with the hippos. Let me just put these down so that I don't lose them, and I'll pull out that die to show you. And when you put something down and can't find it, so those are the hearts over there that come in the die set. So you just cut the three together, one swipe through the machine. Okay, I'm so happy. Thanks for that, Carolyn, that I know that everything's okay, because I wasn't quite sure whether I was busy just talking to myself. But you know, with Facebook, you never know. It sometimes does strange things. So I just push on and hope for the best. We can always redo it afterwards. Okay, so glue down our little hearts. All right, so just remember that all of this is celebration items. So your hippos, or if you want to make them into cows, the stamps and the dies are separate items to redeem, and they both level 1 items. And then the DSP obviously is a separate item. I'm trying to get these where you can see all three of them. Okay. And they're also level 1. So if you wanted all of these, you would need to put in Australia, it's $90 to redeem your celebration item. So you would need $270 and you'll get everything that you need to make these cards. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll finish up my hippos in the starry sky, and I'll post pictures of those for you. This is a really fun stamp set. I think that if you've seen some of the cards that we've made with them, they're really cute, but see what else you can come up with. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Thanks for joining me today. And if you're in Melbourne, stay warm. We've got really windy, rainy, cold weather for the next week. If you're anywhere else in the world, I think Northern Hemisphere is having summer. I saw yesterday somebody wearing short sleeves and looking so summery. Made me feel happy just to look at that and know that somewhere somebody was warm. And we will catch you again next Sunday. Have a good week.